My only question,
Yeah.
I'll come to the other panellists now. Iman, I mean, it seems to me if we don't accept somebody, literally as he puts it, from balls to head, falling on his feet, basically begging for forgiveness, admitting he should never have done it, it was a total disgrace, etc., etc. Should we not find it somehow in our hearts to say, OK, we get it. You completely screwed up, but we accept the apology.
1,000,000%, for two reasons. One,
Really? You agree?
Yes, I do. I don't
Wow.
want to make a habit of it, but I'll be honest, yes, I do agree with you. So, first, forgiveness shows growth and maturity. That's just obvious. Second, this is also about reputation management. It's almost as if they're not being strategic, I have to admit. I mean, on a reputation management perspective, they would look a lot better if they did accept the apology. First, they would keep the upper hand, look good doing it, and then again, they would be able to lead the way and they wouldn't look so hypocritical when it comes to them actually expecting an apology from the royal family. So from a strategic standpoint, I think they failed abysmally.
Well, I think that's a really good point, Richard, because if you're the royal family, you've seen this demand. There can only be a rapprochement, says the guy who's just trashed them in every possible media space, if they basically apologise for what they did to me and my wife. But then you see somebody make an abject apology and they just throw it straight back in his face.
The whole thing's unbelievable. I mean, they had the chance to take the moral high ground, but actually Clarkson has done the royal family a massive favour because he's been the fool guy. He's gone out there, the first one to test the water. They asked for an apology, he gave it, and then they threw it back in his face in a vile, hate-filled way.
Yes.
Which was extraordinary, when they could have said, thank you very much, appreciate this, we all make mistakes, move on.
But that would have given them the high moral ground, which I think they're incapable of occupying,
But that was the
either in
opportunity.
reality or or even to fake it. They just don't have that bone in their body. At the moment, they seem so narcissistic, so vengeful, so determined to create maximum wreckage that even when somebody's basically saying, look, I'm begging you, I'm so sorry, this was terrible.
Yeah.
It was a moment of madness. No, you are disgusting. You've been doing this for years. We're going to finish you too. You're on the list as well.
And what really troubles me when you listen to Harry in the audio is the misogyny in his attitude to women.
Yes.
You gave 4 separate examples.
And they're not the only 4, by the way.
And I haven't read the whole book, and frankly,
Yeah.
I've no intention of, particularly the more I hear about it. And I'm just thinking, where's his decency?
Yeah.
Where is his equality between the genders? It doesn't seem like there is any.
No, and he thinks it's perfectly reasonable for him to talk about that female editor, for example. He's a good friend of mine, full disclosure. But to talk about any woman in the way that he did there, whilst presenting yourself as the enemy of misogyny, it's just breathtaking.
It's incomprehensible, actually. It really is. And you just think, what's going on in his head? What's going on in?
Well,
Meghan?
I think there's a lot of anger, but I think a lot of the anger. I mean, we've seen again the repercussions of some of the things he said in this book today. You see Iran now publicly using his boast about killing 25 Taliban, naming the kill count, describing them as chess pieces, not human beings. We saw, first of all, the Taliban using that as a stick to beat us with. Now we're seeing Iran. And you don't have to be remotely supportive of either the Taliban or Iran to understand the diplomatic nightmare that Harry has now caused this country by being so brazen in the boasting of killing 25 Taliban.
You're seeing a cascade of unintended consequences reverberating around the whole world. And potentially, he's putting other people's lives at risk around the world. And on it goes. And on it goes. And you think, I mean, if he had had someone in the UK advise him, edit that book, these mistakes would not have happened. But because he did it all from the US and he thought he knew better, the consequences, I think, for the royal family, but for us as a nation, and for UK citizens elsewhere in the world who have now been put at risk by his writings, his audios, his whole behaviour, his demeanour.
Yeah, I completely agree.